came from the third dimension.
3D Newsbite.
We need Kong. The world needs him. It's Godzilla. There was a war. And they're the last ones standing.
Hello. This is Adolph, and I have with me Classic Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And today we are talking about the trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong. Or Kong vs. Godzilla. Which one is it? I forget.
It's Godzilla vs. Kong, because the original one was King Kong vs. Godzilla.
So, let's talk about this trailer. Now, there's some definite things here that are interesting. First and foremost, for purposes of us, the trailer does not mention 3D. The poster does not mention 3D. But I found on the Warner Brothers website, 3D is mentioned. So I'm going to say it's a 3D movie. That's as good of a source as you're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you might have to drive 300 miles to see it.
To see it in a theater or more.
Or how many kilometers is that in metric? I don't know.
I don't know either.
Just for our worldwide listeners, 300 miles is 482 kilometers, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So Godzilla vs. Kong. First of all, Kong looks bigger than he did before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been working out and eating good. Yeah. He's grown an awful lot since the 70s.
Anyway, so yeah, the scale here, I mean, they made him big in Skull Island.
Yeah, Skull Island.
In Kong Skull Island, they made Kong pretty big, but Godzilla seemed bigger, and now they're about the same size, so that kind of feels like a retcon.
Well, he was a child.
True. I guess you could give him that and say that was in the 70s. This is set in 20-something.
Yeah, and since this, and I can attest as somebody who was alive in the 70s and is here now, I've picked up quite a bit of weight. So I imagine Kong is no different.
I like that reasoning. Mr. Spock will be proud of your logic.
I don't know about that, but...
So, another big part of this trailer here is that it's actually pretty bright. It's not all short and dark with rain.
Mm-hmm. And rain, yeah. It's like daytime.
It just blows my mind because Godzilla versus the King of the Monsters was really shot ugly. It just did not look pretty. All this rain, and I mean, it worked good enough, but I just felt like, why do you have to make it, make it in broad daylight? Give me some decent lighting. And this one looks good. Yeah,
they've kept the palette about the same, because, I mean, Kong Island was nice and bright and airy, and the Godzilla movies have always been more bluish and cool-colored. They kept that, but they brightened it up. Because it was sweet seeing that when Kong punched Godzilla, nice and bright. Oh, I can't wait to see that 40 feet high in 3D.
Yeah, and on top of the big ship... So the scale in that is huge. You really get a good sense at how big these creatures are. Monsters, I guess. Creatures, monsters, whatever. The story here, I guess there's like some little girl that is connected to Kong that I don't remember that being part of Godzilla or Kong, but whatever.
That's a trope from the original series. Like Mothra had the little girls who sang the Mothra theme. This is it's a callback to a trope in the original Godzilla series of the little kids. This time they're doing it with Kong instead of Godzilla.
I mean, there has to be some kind of stupid plot with humans to keep things interesting.
Yet, well, I don't know why they pad this stuff with this gratuitous family drama. Nobody goes to a Godzilla movie for family drama.
I mean, if it was just 30 minutes of them fighting straight up, I think people would be pretty happy with that.
Oh, I'm greedy. I want 2 hours.
Back in my day, if they didn't have, 17 rounds, we got our nickel back, damn it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, face it, Godzilla movies, they're pretty much men in rubber suits wrestling. Of course, now it's CGI, but still, it's a rumble.
So who do you think is going to win?
Oh, I'm rooting for Kong, but I figure it's going to be Godzilla.
I agree 100%. I mean, Kong is going to be more, have more agility because, but at the same time, Godzilla has the radioactive breath. That is just going to be killer at the end. You can't survive that.
Mm-hmm. But mammals are smarter than reptiles.
Yeah, so the faster the agility will make it interesting. Now, I did ask our people on Twitter and on Patreon what they thought, and just to be fun with it, I decided to add some more categories. So, who knows? Maybe this will happen. So I said, who do you think will win, Kong versus Godzilla, on Twitter? And I said, Kong, Godzilla, twist, Count Dracula, and a surprise, space aliens. Now, if there's actually Count Dracula or space aliens in this movie, you heard it here first.
Yeah. Oh, you should have put Mecha Godzilla.
So 66.7% think Kong's gonna win on Twitter, and 33.3% think space aliens will surprise and win on Twitter.
Yeah, that's a pretty 2021 thing to happen.
Just throw it out there, the offside chance that something crazy happens, and then on our Patreon page, it's right now 100% Kong, so that's to be expected.
Yeah.
Now, you said in the previous version of this movie that there was different winners?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In 1962, at Toho and Universal teamed up to do Godzilla. King Kong versus Godzilla, because the new one is Godzilla versus King Kong. The original one from the 60s, they had different versions where one Kong won and another one Godzilla won. And different markets got different versions. I've only seen the one with Godzilla winning.
I find that really weird that depending where you are in the world, it would be a different winner. I don't like it at all.
It's not new. It's just something that's not done very often because it's a great expense and a pain in the ass. Just ask theaters that showed the movie Clue when it came out with the multiple endings.
Well, that's different. I think that's different. I think this is a cop-out to have, if you watch it in China, Kong wins. Or if you watch it in America, Godzilla wins, or Japan, or whatever. I think that's a cop-out. I think you have to decide. And this movie is going to probably play around with it and, have one of them wink at the camera at the end, like they're not really dead or something. That kind of jazz.
Well, Kong isn't the big deal that he used to be. I mean, he's still known and popular, but not because you got to remember when this Godzilla when King Kong versus Godzilla was made. First of all, Kong got top billing, and also it had only been 30 years since King Kong came out in theaters. In fact, it's long. The distance between the 62 movie coming out and now is much further in time than it was when Kong versus Godzilla came out and King Kong came out, which is kind of a mind-blowing thing to think about.
Now, we didn't see that many reoccurring characters from Godzilla versus the King of the Monsters movie. You think that's intentional, that they're trying to just not talk about the whole human aspect?
Yeah, I think they've decided that Millie Bobby Brown isn't going to be a draw, that the Stranger Things audience isn't going to stand real hard for this and show up in droves.
Yeah, I think most people don't. I mean, I like her as an actor, but
why?
That's not why I'm seeing Kong versus Godzilla.
That whole storyline with her is probably going to be in the way, like it was in the last one.
Okay. Now, do you think we're going to have some cool 3D aspects here? Like, Godzilla's tail flying out the screen, or punches coming out from Kong or something?
Oh, yeah. Let's hope we get it. I mean, hopefully, I'm hoping there's a theater open near me that I can go see this because I want to see this on the big screen bad.
So this is still scheduled as of recording date for March 26th, 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the one movie to get moved up in all of this.
So still expecting that to release and HBO Max at the same time. So it's going to be interesting to see how much people are going to want to watch that at home or how much you want to watch it in the bigger screen in the theaters. I mean, it's going to be kind of a slow period of time between now and then. So there might be enough pent-up demand.
And I'm hoping AT&T gets their shit together with HBO Max.
So, to conclude, anything else you want to mention about this movie, Jake?
I just hope theaters are open because I really don't want to have to hassle with HBO Max because it's awful and their app is terrible. Getting it through Roku is terrible. Getting it on Amazon Fire is even worse. I'm just hoping theaters are open when this opens because I really want to see this bad on the big screen. And I don't want to hassle with HBO Max or anymore. I'm just tired of their crap.
Having it on big screen with big speakers, you know, you want to see these two big titans fight.
And in a theater that actually gives a damn, too. Yeah, I know. It's so demanding.
I want this on laser IMAX 3D. Come on, man. If anything, this is going to be like, oh, yeah, I want to see an IMAX.
Well, shit, they're going to charge me an arm and a leg to see it. I mean, so, yeah, I don't think I'm being too unreasonable to ask. If you're going to charge me a pretty premium, I expect perfection. I mean, shit. Who doesn't?
All right, with that, we'll conclude this first trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong. And maybe we'll get more trailers before it comes out. Probably not. We'll see. But that's it for us. Bye.
Bye.
Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my patrons. Thank you, Kano3D, Mr. Bengal 5, and Kevin Winter for your financial support on Patreon.com. So that's going to be it for this podcast. Thanks for listening. You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Links are in the info box. If you want to send us listener mail, our email address is email3dortwo@gmail.com. Thank you for either listening or watching this podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.